Hello, everybody. Welcome to an exciting live broadcast today from Her Expat Life and our partners, Talenom. Today, we are bringing you very, very important advice and information about all things related to Spanish immigration. So, this is a topic that we get a lot of questions about. People are very curious. People are also overwhelmed by the bureaucratic system here in Spain and all the things they need to know about this process. So today we thought we would jump onto a live with our partners, Talenom, to discuss these questions. So today we are joined by Carol Rebello, who is from Talenom. And Talenom offers legal services here in Spain, as well as a host of other services. And today we're going to be discussing the most frequently asked questions about immigration for expats here in Spain. If there is something that we have not discussed, or if you have a question, please feel free to drop it into the comments, and we will definitely guide you as much as we can. So, Carol, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here again and try to navigate the bureaucratic problems of Spain. We know it's not easy, but that's why we are here. We are trying to help you and to give you better information if you are interested in coming here to Spain, living here, and if you're interested in knowing a little bit better about the residency permits. So I hope I can help.
Perfect. Okay, so before we jump into our questions, just a reminder that our membership partners, our Her Expat Life membership partners, do get an exclusive discount with Talenom services as well as a free consultation. So please visit herexpatlife.com and click on our membership program to see our entire offering and everything that you can enjoy as being part of our membership program. Okay, Carol, let's jump straight into it. So, my very first question for you is, what are the different types of visas available for immigrants in Spain?
Okay, perfect. So immigration in Spain, it's we have a lot of options. Okay, different kind of visas for expats that wants to live here, that wants to work here. But we have some residency permits that, of course, are the ones that people usually go after. Okay, and one of them, of course, is the student visa. I guess that almost all of you have already heard of the student visa. Is a very straightforward process, okay? And to be able to apply to a student visa here in Spain, it's necessary to find a course, okay, and be accepted first. Okay, and the student visa are normally valid for student of the course. Okay, actually, it's valid for the duration of the course. So if it's a 1 year course, the visa will be for 1 year and allows the student to work at least 20 hours per week. Okay, since 2022, now the visa, student visa, allows the student to work 20 hours per week. So it's a good change in the immigration law, and people that are interested in studying here can already start working, okay, for this period of time, of course, with this limitation. But once the visa expires, if you are still working, it's easier to change for a work permit. Okay, so it's a good way to start, of course, the student visa. Another visa that a lot of retirees usually applies is the non-lucrative visa. Okay, and are for people that want to live but not to work here in Spain. That's very important because most of people think that they are going to apply for the non-lucrative visa and they will be working remotely here in Spain, and we will get there. Okay, but they are typical for retired people. Okay, it's important. To qualify, applicants need to show that they have financial means to support themselves and any dependents. And by dependents, I mean a spouse and children that are up to 18 years old. Okay. And important also is that the non-lucrative visa must submit it at the embassy of your country of origin, not here in Spain. Okay. And another visa that we work a lot here in Talenom also is the high qualified visa. The high qualified visa is a work permit that enables expat to live and to work here in Spain legally, okay, as long as they find a job offer in a Spanish company under a qualified or a technical position or as a manager directing people. Okay, and the amount to be considered to this type of position is 55,000 euros per year for a management or a supervision position, and
Mhm.
41,000 euros per year for technical and scientific professional positions. So there are two possibilities depending on the job description of the applicant. Okay, so the salary will change.
Mhm.
Okay, and finally, the digital nomad. This one is perfect if you are thinking of coming here to Spain and continue working for your company or for other companies here. Okay, so it's like the best visa, not a non-lucrative visa, but the digital nomad visa that has been approved since last year. And if you want to move here and keep working, or if you have clients around the world, okay, this is the perfect option, okay, instead of the non-lucrative visa that people used to apply before. I will tell a little bit about the main requirements of the digital nomad visa that I know that a lot of people want to know, right? And the main requirement is that you need to demonstrate that you have been working for a company, okay, or for your clients. And by clients, I mean company clients, not people, okay, for at least 3 months prior to the application. Okay.
Mhm.
And this contract, okay, this company that you are providing services or that you are working for must exist for at least 1 year. So it cannot be a company that was established last month, okay?
Mm.
It has to be established for at least 1 year. Okay,
Mhm.
that's really important. Also, there's a minimum of amount that you need to prove that you are receiving per month. Okay, and now this year is 2,500 euros per month.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay, that's this minimum. And you also need to prove that you have experience. And how can you prove that you have experience? That you can prove that you have been working. For example, let's imagine that you work with technology. You can prove that you have been working with technology for at least 3 years, or that you have a degree in
Mm.
technology.
Okay.
Well, it's one or another. So if you have the degree, it's fine. You don't need to prove experience. But if you don't, you need to prove the experience. Yes or yes. Okay. And of course, you cannot have criminal records. You cannot have any type of criminal records for most of residency permits here in Spain.
Mhm.
And for last but not least, the golden visa. The golden
Mhm.
visa is that one that allows you to live and to work here in Spain. You can come and go whenever you want. But the thing is that you need to invest at least 500,000 euros in a property and don't have any mortgage at this property. Or you can deposit 1 million euros in a Spanish bank account. Is also a
Mhm.
possibility. Okay.
Okay.
And I think that I took a long time to talk about 5 or 6 residency permit, but I guess it was clear, right? And we can go
Super
to
clear.
questions at the end.
Super clear. Thank you, Carol. So I think you did a really good job of outlining the different options. And there is kind of like an option for most people. You just
Yeah,
need to kind of know where you fall in terms of requirements and what you're looking for as well. Yeah.
exactly, exactly.
Okay. So my next question is, how can somebody apply for a visa to move to Spain?
Well, first of all, you need to understand which are all the available options, okay? The requirements, like you said, the requirements for each visa, and then understand which of those is the best option for you and for your family. Okay, it depends. For example, if you would like to study in Spain, if you would like to study and work, or even if you want to start a business here in the country. And so it's very important that you study all these possibilities. And if you have the opportunity also to look for a company or a lawyer that can help you navigate the process, because sometimes you will read a lot of information in the internet, but it will be missing something, and it's your life that is in stake, right? So you need to really understand the process and don't miss anything, so you have more chance for the visa to get approved here in Spain. Okay,
Mhm.
so first study a lot, and if you can also look for Her Expat Life, Talenom, and get to know a little bit better about all the requirements, and if the visa it's really the one for you.
Mhm. Carol, we
Okay.
have a question from one of our viewers, Natasha. Natasha
Okay.
asks, if I apply for the golden visa and I invest 500,000 in a property, will the golden visa allow me to work in Spain?
Yes, Natasha. The Golden Visa is amazing. I wish I had it because you can have the Golden Visa, you can work here in Spain. But if you don't want to live here in Spain, you can live somewhere else, you know. And if you don't enter the Spanish territory for 6 months, you will be considered a non resident. So you will pay taxes here as if you were not a resident here. So it's a really good opportunity if you have the chance to buy a property here in Spain. Of course, if you want to live here and work, you can. But if you wish to continue living where you live and just come here for your vacation in Spain, you can come and you will pay taxes as you didn't live here.
Perfect. That's really good to know. Okay,
Yeah.
we have another question from Blissfully Feminine TV. It says, "Hello, ladies. I have a question. I am considering relocating to Spain from the United States, California in particular. I work remotely and am considering the digital nomad visa. Can my husband and kids come along?"
Yes, your husband can come if you are married, of course, or if you had a civil partnership, also it would be possible. For your children, yes, if they are up to 18 years old, okay, I imagine that they are, and you have to meet the economic means for that, because if you have, for example, 2,500 euros, it will be enough for you. But when you
Mm,
have family members to add, the math is a little bit different, okay? And we can talk that later, but you will need to show that you have more economic means to come here with all your family, but totally possible.
okay, perfect. Um, let's see. My next question is, what is the process for obtaining Spanish residency?
Yes, by Spanish residency, you mean citizenship or permanent residency?
Let's talk permanent residency.
Okay, amazing. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So, if to have the Spanish residency, you will need to apply for a residency permit first, of course.
Mhm.
For
Okay.
example, if you apply for the digital nomad visa here in Spain, in general, you will be granted a 3-year residency permit, okay? And if you renew it, it will be renewed for 2 years, okay? So when you complete 5 years, you can apply for the permanent residency here in Spain, proving that you have been living here for 5 years. So how do you prove that? You prove that with your residency card, okay, and also with taxes, okay, because when you pay taxes here in Spain, okay, you will prove that you have been living here. So it's basically that, and the 5 years of and of course you cannot leave Spain for more than 6 months each year,
Mhm.
and
Okay,
then you
that's
can.
good to know. Perfect. Okay, so Natasha has a follow-up question for us. So she says, "Thank you for answering. Last question related to the golden visa. The property that we invest in needs to be a cash investment free of a mortgage. And how long does the golden visa last? Is there an expiration date on the visa?"
Yes. So yeah, you need to purchase the property. To purchase the property here, you need to open a bank account here in Spain. We will explain a little bit better about how to open a bank account here in Spain. You need to have a bank account here to transfer their money. So if you, for example, lives in United States and you have the money over there, you will have to transfer the money here to the Spanish bank account so you can make the payments to the seller. Okay, and once you complete the payment, you will go to the notary, or you will have a lawyer to go to the notary for you and sign the deed. Once you sign the deed, this deed needs to be registered here in Spain. And usually, this registration takes 1 month. Once the property is registered in your name here in Spain, you can apply for the golden visa with other requirements, but the main requirement is the property, okay? It's the registered deed. And once we submit the application of the Golden Visa, the administration has 20 working days to approve it. It's very fast. It's really very fast. And it will be granted for 3 years.
Okay.
Okay.
And
And you keep renewing it. You need to keep renewing, of course, before the expiration date, proving that you still have the property here in Spain.
okay, and just to clarify, so when you purchase the property, that 500,000 needs to be in cash in order to get the golden visa, yes?
Yes, it's
Okay.
in cash because you will transfer the money to the Spanish bank account and transfer from the Spanish bank account to the seller.
Okay. Perfect. Okay.
Okay.
My next question for you is, can someone work in Spain with a tourist visa?
No, because to work in Spain, you need a residency permit that allows you to work. Okay. What can happen, and usually happens, is that you enter in Spain as a tourist. Okay. And within your legal period here as a tourist, you can apply for some residency permits that allows you to work, such as Golden Visa, Digital Nomad Visa, and High Qualified Professional, just examples.
Okay, so tourist visa, only here to visit, not here to work.
Not here to work.
Okay, Carol, we have a follow-up question on the golden visa. It seems to be the popular one for
Okay.
today. So it says,
Interesting.
what is the amount for the golden visa? I also heard rumors that Spain was under pressure to eliminate the golden visa program. Is this true?
I don't believe it's true. We work every day with the UGE, that's the company that processes all the golden visas here in Spain. And no, there are no news regarding canceling the golden visa here in Spain. Uh, it's still on. You can apply, and we don't know if it will be canceled one day. Just rumors for now. It's
Okay,
because Portugal has canceled and everybody started talking about that, but we have no news that it will actually happen here in Spain.
and the amount needed was the 500,000 investment, correct?
500,000 without mortgage.
Okay. Next question. Let us talk about work permits. So, what are the requirements for obtaining a work permit in Spain?
That's a tricky one. There are different kind of visa that allows you to work here in Spain, but there is a specific work permit as an employee that is called here cuenta ajena. Okay, and also another work permit that is the high qualified professionals, and they are different. Okay, they have different timings and they have different requirements. So if we let's talk about the high qualified first, just for a second. It's from the 14 2013 law, that it's a law for entrepreneurs. Okay, and those that receives a job offer in a highly qualified position can get a high qualified worker visa. What does it mean to hold a job offer as a high qualified professional? Mainly that the salary is higher than usual, okay? And there those different types that I told you. For supervisor and for technical, the salaries are different. And the other work permit that is the called cuenta ajena as an employee, or it's not a high qualified professional. Okay, it's for a regular position here in Spain. Those who receive a regular job offer must apply in their country of origin, not here in Spain. Okay, it's a regular work permit.
Mm-hmm.
But an important warning must be made here. This option is really difficult to complete. Okay, as the specific job position that you are applying must be inside of a shorted list that respects the national situation of unemployment here in Spain. So basically, there's a list here in Spain of jobs that are difficult to find. Okay, so we need to check this list and see if this job position that you are applying is in this list, and show that will prove that it's a very difficult position, and that's why they are hiring a foreigner to to do the job.
Okay,
Okay,
so like highly
so
specialized, very
so
specific kind of
very
work, yeah?
specialized kind of job. So that's why it can work. Of course, your job can be in this list, but it's not as simple as just you have the contract and you apply for
Mhm.
the employee work permit. It's not like that. You need to prove that it's very specific and that Spain could not hire a Spanish for this position.
Okay, perfect. Carol, we have another question from Lorena. Lorena is saying, hello, please, I would like to know how long the process to obtain a digital nomad visa can take. And also, can I apply for a digital nomad visa while I am in Spain as a tourist?
Yes, great question, Lorena. Thank you very much. And also, the digital nomad visa is very fast. Just 20 working days for the administration to approve it. And yes, you can apply from here from Spain. And it's best if you can apply here from Spain, because if you do that here, it will be granted a 3-year residency permit. Okay, so if you apply from your country of origin, it will be granted only for 1 year, and then you have to ask for the residency permit here in Spain again. So we have to do the process twice. So why don't you come here as a tourist and submit the application here? It's much more easier and fast. And of course, that you need to prepare the documents before coming here to Spain, okay? Because you need to submit the application within the first 90 days as a tourist here. So I would suggest that you start preparing the process at least 3 months before you plan to travel here to Spain. Okay, so
Mhm.
when you arrive, it's just submit the application and wait for the approval.
Carol, on that note, can you tell us a bit about what documents Lorena would need?
Of course. So the first, as I told you, criminal records cannot happen. So you need to apply for the criminal records of the country that you live. All the documents that are not here from Spain must be apostilled or legalized. Okay,
Mhm.
depending on the country, it's the apostille of AG and or the legalization. So if you are, for example, from Brazil, you need to apply for the apostille of AG. So you get the document, you take it to a notary, and they will get the document apostilled there. So it will be valid here. And of course, we will need to get it translated to Spanish. Other super important document, it's your work contract. So let's imagine that you have a contract that you provide services for a company. That this company must be outside Spain. Okay, let's imagine that you have a work contract with Portugal. Okay, amazing. You are providing services for this company in Portugal, and these services must have been going on for at least 3 months before we
Mhm.
submit the application. Okay, and the company in Portugal that you are providing services for must exist for at least 1 year. So, how can you prove that it exists for at least 1 year? It's a very good question, also, because people really don't know. They think they can just go to the website, print the web, and submit it to the administration. No, you need to get the registration. You need to go to a website of registration of companies. Okay, so where the companies registered, they always have a website with the public registry. Okay, so you get this document that it's public. Okay, and since it's from Portugal, in this situation, you will not have to get the document apostilled because it's from the European Union. So it's easier. But if this company, for example, were in Brazil, yes, you would need to get the document at the website of a commercial registration, something like that, and get this document apostilled and then translated to be valid here. Okay.
Mhm.
And so I told the work contract, the certificate that the company that you are providing services for exists for at least 1 year, the criminal records, the last 3 months bank statements. Okay, so you can prove that you have been receiving the 2,500 euros per month. Okay, and also the invoices that you issue for this company. Okay, in this example, in Portugal, the three last invoices, so they can check that the invoices match with the bank statements and that the amount is really coming from that company that you are providing services for. And of course, some the forms, the application forms. And if you are a service provider, you need, of course, to write a letter for the administration informing that once the visa is approved, you will subscribe yourself as an autónomo here in Spain.
Mm.
Okay,
Okay, what
that's
does that mean?
so it means that you are going to start paying taxes a self-employed here in Spain. Okay, so you will need to have, once the visa is approved, you will need to have someone from accountancy, okay, to help you and register yourself as a self-employed here in Spain, okay, and to manage the payment of your taxes here, that you will pay taxes every 3 months, depending
Mhm.
on how much you receive, okay? It's progressive. So if you want to understand how much you are going to pay, you can always talk to our tax specialist here in Talenom, because you will need to do that once you register yourself as a self-employed here in Spain.
Mhm.
That's very important. So basically, these documents.
Okay, perfect. Great. Carol, we have another question from Natasha. So she's asking, excluding the golden visa, is there any option to apply for a visa that will allow you to relocate to Spain at your own cost with the intent to find a job whilst you are living in the country?
Yeah, the if you let's imagine that you want to study a master here in
Mm,
Spain, a postgraduate, some or maybe a second university, a second degree. Okay,
mm,
you will have the permit to work here. Okay, and once you finalize the course, you can apply for a residency permit to look for a job here in Spain. Okay, so
mm,
let's imagine that you study a master here in Spain, you finalize the course, and once it's finalized, you apply for the residency permit to look for a job. You can do that, okay, with when you finalize the course. But if you want to be here and look for a job, I can think about this possibility, or you can come here as a tourist and trying to find a job as a high qualified professional. I don't know if that's a good possibility for you.
mm,
And some people, of course, apply for the non-lucrative visa. Okay, and once the expiration of the visa is arriving and they find a job position, they can make a modification for a work permit.
mhm.
Okay,
Carol,
but during the first year you could not work.
Hmm. I've heard of some people on the student visa. I've heard of some people coming here to actually study Spanish at a language school. So,
Mhm.
is that something that maybe could be done? Because you said it is you're able to get or to work. I think you said 20 hours per week on a student visa. Does student visa necessarily only mean studying at a university, or could it be like at a language school or something like that?
No, it must be a more professional course. Not,
Okay.
I would not say that only university, but something that will get you a title here in Spain.
Okay. And then Natasha's asking, would she have to study full time with this paperwork, or would she be able to do it for her master's part time and work during the day?
No, it's full time. Okay,
Full
it's
time.
full time.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but because
Okay.
the main goal is to study, not work. You can work, but only the 20 hours per week, unfortunately.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Interesting question we have from Blissfully Feminine TV. They're asking, can you talk a bit about the youth mobility visa? They said, I've heard about it on TikTok and I think it's a good opportunity for younger people to travel. So, this is the first time I've heard about this visa, Carol. The youth mobility visa. What do you know about this?
I don't know if it's exactly for Spain, maybe a different name, or we could check on that, but I wouldn't know how to explain about this visa right now. I would need to double check.
Perfect. What we can do is we can do a little bit of research offline, both you and I, and then we can always do a follow up on that because
Of
it
course.
sounds quite interesting, the youth mobility visa.
Yeah.
Okay, let's continue then. Um, so, what are the current processing times for different visa types? So, you mentioned that the digital nomad visa is quite a quick process. What about
Yeah.
the others? Are they also quick or do they take a bit longer?
Yeah, for example, if you apply for the work permit as an employee, it will take months, maybe 6 months, because imagine that you have to apply for that at the embassy at the country of orange, okay, of origin, and it will take time because you will need the services of the consulates, and consulates always takes more time. So normally the timing for residency permits that are not from the large companies units, that the deadline is 20 working days. Normally for the other residency permits, the timing is between 3 to 4 or maybe 5 months. Okay, it depends.
Okay. My next question for you, Carol,
Mhm.
is what are the healthcare options for expats in Spain?
Well, most residency permits requires expats to have private medical insurance here in Spain, okay? And so I would suggest that always look for references on health insurance companies here from Spain, okay, that meet all the requirements of the visa, that usually require that the insurance has full coverage here in Spain and has no copayments. Okay, so that's very, very important. And most all of the work permits and residency permits will ask the applicant to have the private health insurance here in Spain.
Okay, so it's quite important that people get this, yeah?
Quite important, quite important. Yes, if you don't have it, maybe the application will be denied because of that.
Okay, we have another follow-up question on the non-lucrative visa. How much time does it take? How long does it take normally to get the non-lucrative visa?
The non-lucrative visa, the application is at the consulate. So usually the timing is up to 3 months to collect all the documents, to get the appointment at the consulate, and to get it approved. Normally 3 months.
Okay, great. Another question that we get asked frequently is, do you have to learn Spanish in order to get any of these visas or in order to live in Spain?
That's a really good question. I would say that yes, it's not really essential, but it would be good if you think of living here in Spain long term. It will be better for you to go to the doctor, for you to get to know people, to have friends here from Spain. So I would really suggest you to really learn. I strongly recommend it, okay? Once you are here in Spain or even before, you take some classes, okay? And other important information also, if you think about applying for the citizenship, let's imagine
Mm,
that you want to apply for the citizenship. People from Brazil, people from Colombia, Venezuela, they can apply for the citizenship after 2 years here in Spain of legal residency. And for most country, the deadline is 10 years to apply for the citizenship. But that is possible, okay? And once you have 10 years, you have to do like a test, a Spanish test here in Spain, okay? And the level of Spanish must be A2. It's pretty basic, but you need to prove that you have the A2 here in Spain. This test is administered by the Instituto Cervantes, and so you, if you think that you want the citizenship here, also it would be great if you could speak Spanish.
It definitely helps. It helps a lot to just be comfortable and to really find your place in the country. I agree.
Exactly, exactly.
Okay, we have another question regarding the student visa. So it says,
Mm,
if you get a student visa to complete the master's, but you are married, will the
mm.
visa to complete the studies allow my family to move with me? And if yes, what visa status will the family be given? And will my partner be allowed to work in Spain whilst I study?
Okay, so if you are going to study a master here in Spain, your partner can always come here with you. Okay, you will have a student visa that allows you to work. Okay, and your partner, if your partner is not studying, it's going to have a student visa. Okay, but that not allows him or her to work. Okay,
Okay.
so
Mhm.
it would be good if your partner would also do the master with you, so he or she can work here. It's the best.
Mhm. Okay, we have a question regarding residency through marriage. So it says, I heard that you can get residency through marriage or civil partnership after 1 year of marriage or civil partnership. Is this true? And can you give some details, please?
Yes, if you are married to a Spanish citizen, if you are married to a Spanish citizen, you can apply for the Spanish citizenship after 1 year, but you have to be living here with this Spanish citizen for this period. Okay, so you come here with your husband or wife that is Spanish, and then after 1 year of legal residency, you apply for the citizenship. So it's possible, but only if you're married to to a Spanish.
What about a European citizen? Would this also work or not?
Well, if you're married to a European, you can live here in Spain, of course. There's a residency permit called Familiar de Comunitario. It's for family
Mhm.
members of EU citizens. And it's pretty straightforward also. You just need to have the private health insurance, proof that you have civil partnership or that you are married with an European citizen, and proof that you have economic means to live here in Spain. So it's pretty straightforward, and it's very good because it will allows you to live and to work here in Spain for 5 years. So it's pretty
Mhm.
great.
Mhm. Is this or what is the term pareja de hecho? Because I've heard this used. Could you just explain to us what exactly is that?
Pareja de hecho, it's the civil partnership. It's here in Spain. Usually, we go to the notary and we establish the civil partnership. Other countries, I imagine there are like that also. You just
Mhm.
it's a contract between the couple. So it's possible just with a civil partnership to apply for all these residency permits here in Spain,
Okay,
including this one that I just talked about.
perfect. Lorena has a follow-up question about the digital nomads visa. So she's saying, after the digital nomad visa expires, can this visa be renewed for the same period of time? If it is not possible, what is your advice for staying in Spain legally?
Yes, for the renewal, you will need to renew this visa after 3 years. Actually, 60 days before the expiration date, you need to start the renewal process. And we don't know yet what kind of documents the administration is going to ask, but I can imagine that they will want to see that you are still providing services for the company that you were providing services at the beginning of the
Mm.
application. Okay. And if you have changed the company that you are providing services, you will need to show that you changed and that you continued to have the economic means to live here in Spain and that you are paying taxes as a self-employed here in Spain. I imagine they will ask something like that. Okay. And let's imagine that you are from Venezuela, Colombia, Brazil, you can apply for the citizenship after 2 years and you won't
Mm.
need to renew the digital nomad visa.
That's a great hack,
And the
actually.
renewal is for 2 years. I guess I told you that. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay,
Okay.
perfect. Let's talk about something a little bit more general that might apply to or that might be relevant for a lot of people. It's about
Hmm.
opening a bank account. So, how do they go about opening a bank account here in Spain?
So Spanish bank accounts are available to both residents and non-residents in Spain. Of course, resident bank accounts tend to be more flexible and have more benefits. On the other hand, if you are new to Spain and do not live here on permanent basis, a non-resident bank account would be much easier to open. In this case, you can always switch. You can open a non-resident account that is easier, and then you switch to a resident bank account when you have the residency permit here in Spain. That's a good possibility because it's much easier to open a non-resident bank account here in Spain. It's basically you go to the bank with your passport, and usually they will ask you to purchase a private health insurance. Probably they
Mm.
will do that. And you open the bank account here in Spain as a non-resident. And then you apply for the golden visa, for the digital nomad visa, for the high qualified visa. And when you have the residency permit, you just switch for a resident bank account and you get all the benefits.
Okay, great. And maybe this is a good time to remind people that the
Hmm.
healthcare, the private healthcare should be, what did you say? There's a specification for most visas that it should be no
Yeah.
co-payments, right?
Yes, it should be a company here from Spain, of course, with no co-payments at all. That's very
Okay,
important. And the bank will offer that because they know
okay,
that you need that for the visa application.
okay, that's good. Okay, so let's talk about driver's licenses. So, can people drive in Spain with their foreign driver's license? And what are the steps to getting a Spanish driver's license?
Yeah, that's complicated here in Spain. It's not impossible, but it will take some time. Let's imagine that you need to start from zero. Okay, you want to get a Spanish driver license from scratch. Then you need to pass a medical exam. Okay,
Mm.
and then you need to pass the written exam. And after that, register with a driving school and complete the at least five behind the wheel training sessions, and then pass the practical exams. So 4 steps. It will take at least 5, 6 months for you to get a Spanish driver license here. Okay, a lot of
Mm.
people do that. Okay, you just need to have time and patience to go through that again because not everybody is in again. So you need to start from zero, actually. But if you are from a country that has agreement with Spain,
Mm.
it's different. If you
Mm.
are, for example, from Philippines, from South Korea, Japan, or if you are from Switzerland, you are from South America, they have a list, okay, of countries that has agreements here with Spain. And then it's a different option, but also a
Mm.
tricky one. During the first 6 months with your legal residency, you need to be legal here in Spain, okay? And within these 6 months, you will be able to use the original license that you have from your country, but you will need to try to get an appointment at the company here in Spain so you can make the change. You will deliver your driver license and get the Spanish one. You will make an exchange. But this appointment, it's kind of difficult to get. It's possible, but you will need to really try to get this appointment every day until you get it, and you can make the exchange. Okay. And the driver license must be valid when you do that, not
Okay.
expired.
Okay. Not expired. Okay. Yes. Unfortunately, as someone who lives here in Spain, most things bureaucratically are a nightmare. So, yeah, I think I do encourage people to get on that as soon as possible. And, like you said, not leave it for too long because I think it's something that could take quite a while.
Start
Yeah.
right away. Yes, start right away.
Okay. If you want to set up a business in Spain, what would be the steps for that, or what are the considerations that you should bear in mind?
Yes. You have to keep in mind what kind of business that you want to establish here in Spain, and if you want to get a residency permit because of this business, okay? Because that can be tricky if you do it by yourself. That's really important to highlight. There are two different working residencies that allows you to carry the process out here in Spain and to establish the company and to have a residency permit because you have established the company here. One of the residency permits is the entrepreneur visa, okay, and the other one is the self-employed visa. Okay, they
Mm,
are very different. So both of them will grant you the specific type of residency that allows you to start a company. So if you choose the entrepreneur visa, for example, your business idea would be to develop as is it must be innovative and technology, okay, at the core. And you should, and if it is, you should apply for the entrepreneur visa, okay, even though the requirements are much more strict and not any business idea will be valid to get the residency. It offers many advantages. You, of course, you could apply, for example, as a tourist here, so
mm,
that is great, and it will be granted for 3 years. So it's an advantage just because you it's easier to do here. It's faster to do it here from Spain. The application is faster. It's crucial that you understand that the requirements, all the requirements before starting the process, because you will need to present a really detailed business plan, okay, to prove that you have enough skills and financing methods to ensure that the company will grow here in Spain and that the project is innovative and it will bring value to the country. Okay.
mhm,
And the
mhm,
other one is the self-employed visa. Let's say, for example, that you want to open a cafeteria or a supermarket here in Spain. In those cases, the project is not considered innovative enough. It's something that already exists. So the residency permit will allow you to set everything up. That would allow you to establish everything here would be the self-employed worker visa. And even if the project does not necessarily have to be technological, for the self-employed worker visa to be accepted, not every company will be valid. Okay, so you must understand what kind of business do you want first. Do you want a cafeteria or do you want an innovative project? And then you will select the best work permit for you that allows you to
mhm,
establish the company here and to have a residency permit because of this business.
mhm. Okay, Carol. Well, we've basically reached the end for today, but we
Okay.
have a question asking: does Carol's law firm, so Talenom, does Talenom offer visa services in terms of the application and filing? So tell us a little bit more about what Talenom can offer expats who are looking to move to Spain.
Basically, we can offer you everything. We can offer you the information regarding the best visa for you, the documents that are needed for this application. We can submit the application for you. We will keep the process very close to us up until the visa, the residency permit is approved. Okay, and then we will help you with scheduling the appointment at the police station for you to get your residency card. So these are our services regarding the residency permits, but we can also guide you through all kind of bureaucracies here in Spain, especially when you need to pay taxes here, when you are self-employed and you need to have a accountancy firm to keep track on that. We also do that. And so basically we will be here to help you 360, and it will be easier for you to have one company helping you with everything.
Absolutely.
So we are
Talenom is
here.
amazing. Absolutely amazing in the sense that you're not only offering legal services, but you also offer accounting services. So you really are a one-stop shop for everyone's needs. Okay, so we're
Yes,
getting some questions about how do you spell the name of your law firm? Talenom is Talenom. And Carol, could you give us maybe your email address or a contact email address that our audience can reach out to Talenom?
of course. Can I write it here or should I just tell you?
You can spell it out to me. I'll add it to the chats.
Perfect. It's Carol
Mm-hmm.
point rebelo dot
Yes.
rebelo
Mm-hmm.
arroba talenom.com.
Tale oh, let me spell that correctly.
Talenom.
Talenom.com. So carol.rebello@talenom.com. Yeah?
Yes, exactly.
Perfect. Okay, and we have also, yeah, basically we've wrapped up for today, but we've gotten quite a bit of feedback that people are saying it's been very informative. So, Carol, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
For
you.
everybody at home, this can be an ongoing, reoccurring thing that we do with Talenom. They are our partners. So, if you didn't get a chance to ask your burning questions today, please drop it into the comments section, and we can either reply to you privately and put you in contact with Talenom, or we can compile another webinar series to cover all of your questions. Just a reminder that Talenom is our partner. So if you join our membership program on www.herexpatlife.com, you can enjoy some discounts not only with Talenom, but the host of global partners that we have, which include co-working, co-living spaces, beauty salons. We have an extensive range. So thank you so much for joining us today. It was really wonderful speaking with you, Carol, and thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you so much and hope to see you all very soon. Thank you.
Thanks, Carol. Goodbye.
Bye bye.